It was here, nearly 2 decades ago, 18 and a half years ago, that I was born. Undead, warrior. Felt like it was the only option when I was staring at the character selection screen. When I entered the Undercity for the first time, I was filled with awe. I'd never seen anything this cool in a video game in my whole life. After looking for a way out of the city for about 60 minutes, that feeling diminished a little bit. But I kept coming back here. I kept coming back here for one specific reason, and that is because I found a vendor that sells a cockroach pet. Now, it became clear to me. The dream was clear. What I wanted to be was an undead warrior running through the world of Warcraft with an army of cockroaches following behind me. 10, 20, 30 cockroaches. That would be the coolest thing in my 16-year-old mind. But as a poor warrior with no gear and foolishly training all of my skills, this would be a slow process because the cockroaches were a gold each from the vendor. So I saved up my first gold and immediately knew what I was doing with it. I bought my first cockroach. Over the next 2 weeks, I managed to scramble up 3 gold. And again, I returned to the Undercity. And what did I do? I went straight to the cockroach vendor and bought 3 more cockroach pets, one step closer to fulfilling my dream. I exchanged at the vendor my 3 gold for 3 more cockroach pets. And at long last, the Lord of Cockroaches was ready. I summoned my first cockroach. And then I summoned my second cockroach. I think there's a problem. It appears the second one is not coming out. So I decided to try the third cockroach. Same problem as the first one. And foolishly, because I was young, I attempted to summon the fourth cockroach and realized that my dream was dead. No longer would I be able to be that warrior running through the world of Warcraft with a swarm of cockroaches behind me. I tried to sell them back to the vendor. He'd only give me 10 silver for each of them. It is then that I realized I'm done playing this warrior. Autonomic is dead. After that, new characters were created, different classes, different races. This continued year after year, expansion after expansion. Each class change and expansion fragmenting my soul more and more from the character I knew that I was supposed to be. Until the year they brought vanilla back. The Lich King Ooze raised me from the dead and brought me into his army, just as he did many of you. Fury wreaked havoc on Fairbanks and showed me how to play the greatest rendition of World of Warcraft. I was alive again, learning and growing my skills in game and translating that confidence into my real life, like how oiling the squeakiest wheel hurts the machine as a whole, and how 99% of the time you shouldn't put up with other people's bullshit and drama. The end of Fury and Classic was a sad day. Autonomic was dead again, fragmented again. I returned to finding other iterations of the game to try to fill a void. It didn't work, but I still heard the Lich King calling. Season of Mastery was announced. Once again, I was raised from the dead, this time a little bit more hesitant, but still eager to return to the game that I knew and loved. Still worn out from the fall of Fury and Classic, we attempted to join a guild that was like-minded to Fury. That leadership failed us. And once again, Autonomic was dead. But still, the Lich King called. We were planning it. We're planning the Great Return in Season of Mastery 2, where Fury would return to its former glory. No more accepting summons behind the raid gates to try to raid on time because Alliance were camping the gates. No more letting Alliance control the world PvP scene and all the world bosses. It would be glorious. We just have to be patient and wait for Blizzard to release it. But alas, there was another option. The wait could not satisfy the hunger of Fury. Napper, Crowned, and Verb had already begun rebuilding. My plan did not change, though. Autonomic was dead, and I would hold out for the next season of Mastery to arise again. But the Lich King was calling. Fury needed a tank. Fury needed more raid leaders. Hearing that call, I knew that I could not stand by idly while the rest of Fury was playing the game that I was waiting for. I returned from the grave again, and here I stand, ready to play my part. The reason vanilla is the best version of World of Warcraft is because you get out of it what you put into it. If you're going to put in average effort, you will be average. If you're going to go above and beyond and fulfill your role and answer the call of Fury, you'll be rewarded. In classic vanilla, Ooze gave me a pair of Edge Masters for answering the call of Fury. Now again, Fury is giving me a pair of Edge Masters for answering that same call. These gloves symbolize my rebirth. With these gloves, I will lead and I will tank raids. With these gloves, I will join Ooze, Napper, Crowned, and Verb to continue the growth of Fury. Will you join us in making this the best guild you have ever played in?